My name is S Rob and I'm now going to talk about Voodoo Balloonology. I understand that this is a very strange thing, and the reason for this is that it's never happened before. No one's ever put Balloonology and Voodoo together. And what this will be the making of talismans out of balloons. But these aren't ordinary balloons. I know that these look like ordinary balloons, but these are actually modelling balloons. And this means that they have a thicker rubber, okay? They're made of a thicker rubber so that you can twist them into shapes when blown up and they won't pop, basically. But I'll tell you something about Voodoo first so you understand what the framework is. Voodoo is a type of magic and also a belief system. In many ways it is similar to most of your mainstream religions, as in there is one God. This means that most of the films you've seen that portray these other voodoo entities as gods or goddesses is actually wrong. What they actually are is called lower. And they are basically below God, but magical beings. And there's many different types. The way this magic is done usually is that you'd use Papa Legba, who is a voodoo lower, to open up a gateway, that's his function. And then command the other voodoo lowers through, whichever ones you want to use. You'd then command them to do as you wanted to, send them back. And then you close the gateway again. But we're going to do something different here. What we're going to do here is essentially magic with talismans. And we're making these talismans from balloons. But people have been using talismans and carrying them around for a very, very long time. It's only the material that is changing, okay? The only thing that is changing is what we are making the talismans out of, which is modelling balloons. Now I'll warn you now that modelling balloons are difficult to blow up, okay? So it may be good if you get a balloon pump like this. And these are very cheap and they do make it much, much, much easier, okay? Another important thing is, these balloons aren't really for children. By that I mean, once these balloons are made into talismans, they're not really for kids anymore, okay? But it's not simply the matter of making the right shapes. There's more to it than that. To make them into powerful talismans, you have to empower them with the power of that particular voodoo lower. And that means that all of these different talismans, when made, these voodoo balloon models, will have different powers, okay? I'm going to start off with Papa Legba. And Papa Legba actually is a very useful voodoo lower because he opens gateways. And that means that his balloon model will basically be a gateway to another place, okay? That's what it will be. It will be a gateway. This means you can command other voodoo entities through and back again through this, okay? And I'm going to do this now. A good thing to start off when you do balloon modelling is to stretch the balloon, okay? Because they really do need stretching. They tend to be very tight. And I'm going to use this balloon pump, and I'm just going to pump this up, yeah? So I can still talk. Okay, and we'll just pump it up like this, yeah? And I'll go through the different stages with you. Now, how far you pump it up depends on the balloon model, but here all ours are going to be fully pumped up. You'll find when it's done, these modern modelling balloons are much larger than the old ones. And that's another point as well. Modelling balloons really don't keep. Now, I've got the balloon here. What you have to do is first, is to release some of the air. How much you need to release is up to you individually. The reason for this is so we can tie it. When we tie balloons, we use our 2 fingers. So we need the amount that goes around it. See? So I'm looping this around the fingers. You then put this underneath and through. And that's how, can you see that? That's how you tie a modelling balloon, without any balloon. And so we have this. And what we've got is this very long balloon here. Now, the model to make Papa Legba's talisman is very easy. What we do is we simply take it. Now look at this, I'm just going to crush there and twist. Yeah, it's sort of the same as you would do if you were making a fish. And we just twist it. But notice I put it sideways. If I put it like that, we have a fish, but we're not, we've got a circle. Now this circle here is not yet the talisman of Papa Legba, okay? Incidentally, Papa Legba is thought in voodoo also related to St. Peter. He's thought of as the equivalent. A lot of voodoo entities actually have equivalent saints, so they think he is literally St. Peter, you know, who sits on the gates of heaven. You know, and there's also the doorway entities of different types in other systems of magic and religions. But he's the one in voodoo, yeah? Now we have to empower this and make this so this is a talisman of Papa Legba, okay? And I'm going to show you how to do this now. I'm now going to show you how to empower this into the talisman of Papa Legba. To do this we will need water. Now I'm just using water here because there's actually two methods of using water to empower something. The first one is the method normally used for holy water, although not always, where you would empower the salt and then add the salt into this water. However, I am using the second method, and the reason for that is salt has a corrosive effect and so may well cause the balloon to pop. So we're not going to take a chance on that. All that we need to do is to take the water and to chant the word Papa Legba, which is the name of the voodoo loa whose power we will be using. Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba. But no, we have to do this while really wanting the power of Papa Legba to go into this water. We're not putting it into this, we're putting it into the water. So chant the name with me. Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba, Papa Legba. You do this for about 3 minutes, okay? Once this is done, what you need to do is to dip your fingers in the water. What we do now is we smear this on the inside section of the balloon. Notice this, we're not doing it on the outside. The reason for this is I really don't care if it goes on the outside. It has to go on the inside because this is now a portal. This has the power of the voodoo entity Papa Legba, okay? So it's now very powerful. It means now you can use this to summon entities through, to send them back again. You know, you can really use it for all types of things. It will also help to clear difficulties from your life path. You know, I know it looks a bit strange, but think this, think portal. I'm now going to talk about how to make the talisman of Kalfu. Kalfu, however, is linked to Papa Legba. Kalfu is Papa Legba's evil self, his evil side, and he is represented by the crossroads, okay? But even he must use Papa Legba in order to be summoned through, okay? And Kalfu is how all evil enters the world. He is the voodoo equivalent of the devil, basically. And through him, and through the crossroads, all evil enters the world. This means you can also think of him as being linked with people gaining skills in the guitar, like Robert Johnson being able to play the guitar. Although some people would say it was Mephistopheles, voodoo and hoodoo individuals, people interested in this would say that it was in actual fact the power of Kalfu. Now I'm going to show you how to make that balloon model, so we'll have to blow this up, yeah? I'm using this pump again. Yep, and we just keep pumping this up. Okay, till it's long enough. Okay. Keep hold there now. Don't lose that. Okay, okay. Okay, right. Now what I have to do here is to let some air out of the end. I do that so I can tie it, you see. It goes around a little bit more out. And then you put it through there. And that's the first balloon done. Do another balloon. Okay. We're using 2 balloons for this. And again, I'm using the balloon pump, yeah? I know that some people who are balloonologists from a performance point of view say that you should always be able to blow your own balloons up. But this is the composition, so there's absolutely no reason for us to get out of breath. It's perfectly acceptable to use a pump, and these pumps can easily be gotten hold of. Okay, again, I have to let some of the other air out this end so that it can be tied a little bit more. But I can get it around a little bit more still, just go out the end so I can tie it like that. Now we have 2 balloons now. We've got an orange balloon and we have a blue. Now notice how I do this. Is that basically I pick halfway down this balloon, I'm going to do a twist, yeah? And then I just lay that over there, so I've got this like here. And then we'll go like this, so we twist it around twice. And then what we have then is a cross. This is the crossroads, okay? But it is not empowered yet. To empower it, we need to use this. We don't need water anymore. We don't need that because we have our own portal through which Papa Legba can help Kalfu to come through. So all I need to do is to lay this over the top of this like that. And all I have to say is, Papa Legba, send Kalfu through the gates. Kalfu, step through the portal and power this talisman. Step through so that your power is within the crossroads. Kalfu, empower this balloon. Empower this balloon model. Empower the cross. So it is and will be. And this has now been empowered with the power of Kalfu. Now, however, because Kalfu's power is very dark, it means that you may not want to leave this around. A good thing to do with this is to leave it with someone you want to curse, or to leave it somewhere that you want to leave some bad magic around. It's simply to leave this, okay? We don't need it. There is entities that can be summoned through the crossroads, but a good thing to do, like I said, is just to leave it somewhere. So we're going to take this, we're going to put it somewhere else. We're going to give it to someone we don't like. I'm now going to show you how to make the talisman of Siren and Wheel. Siren and Wheel are two different voodoo lures, but they're always used together. In fact, some people think of them as being married, yeah? This talisman is quite similarly made to the Papa Legba one. So I'll blow this now, blow the balloon up, so that you can see it blow up, yeah? So I'm using this here. Okay, try and blow it up all the way, if you possibly can. Okay. And we're going to need to let out a little bit of air, but only from this side, only from this edge. And only a little amount. I'm trying not to let too much out, because although I want to tie the knot, I want to make sure that there's plenty of air in here, yeah? Still left in the balloon. Now, to make this, we're making a fish by the way, we have to twist it round, okay? So it's this shape, and when you have to twist it like that, and what we left now is a fish. And this is still not yet the talisman of Siren and Wheel. You can see a similarity. That's why this is put that way, so we can distinguish between the two. But it's very easy because we can use our talisman of Papa Legba to call Siren and Wheel through. So I place that over there and I say, Siren and Wheel, powerful voodoo lures, come through the portal, come through to this fish talisman. Siren and Wheel, travel into your talisman, step through the portal now. Siren and Wheel have moved through the portal into the talisman. So it is and will be. This is now the talisman of Siren and Wheel. It will have a very beneficial effect on your health, as in you'll find you'll always have enough water in your system, and if you need more, you know, it will tell you when you need more. You'll feel that, but it's just also a nice thing to have around. I'm now going to show you how to make the talisman of Baron Samedi. In many ways, Baron Samedi is like the classic Western version of Death, as in he's a skeleton. But instead of wearing a hooded cloak, what he actually wears is a suit. It's like a morning suit, but it also looks a little bit like as if he's going to a party. And in one hand he holds a glass of rum, while in the other he holds a cigar. And that's Baron Samedi. And he's linked to death, the afterlife, cemeteries. It means it can be used to spare people so people don't die. So they don't go to the afterlife. It can be used for that. It can also be used so that people do die and go to the afterlife. And as I mentioned before, you know, he's also linked with cemeteries, which means that we can make something quite simple. We'll make something which sort of resembles a gravestone. And we'll do that with this here. In fact, what I'm making here is the same as if you're making a Balloonology bunch of bananas, basically. And we just pump this up here and tail together fully extended, fully blown up, so I can start making things with it. Okay. I'm going to let some of the air out of here. The some of the air has to be let out, or it's very difficult to tie. As I've said before, I have to let out quite a lot because I have quite large fingers. But really, if you have small fingers, you don't need to let as much out when you tie it. Because it has to wrap right the way around the fingers. I have to let even more out. Okay, it's not very stretchy, this balloon for some reason. Okay, and that goes through there. Right. And then we've got that. That's the balloon, yeah? And it is simple if you're making a bunch of bananas with balloons. You just go like that, we'll twist that there. And then we'll twist this again. And then what we do now is we just go like this, and then we twist. Yeah? Oh. Sorry, we won't twist, that wasn't quite right. So we take it together, we'll make it a bit longer. And then we twist the balloons like that. And as you can see, it looks a bit like a bunch of bananas. And it also looks like a gravestone. But this isn't really yet the talisman of Baron Samedi. I haven't empowered him. We have to use this here, yeah? And this, if you remember, is Papa Legba's talisman. So we simply put this in front of there and we say, Baron Samedi, step through the portal, step through into this talisman. Step through the portal into your talisman behind. Step through the portal, Baron Samedi, into this, your talisman. Baron Samedi steps through the portal into the talisman. So it is and will be. And this is now a fully empowered talisman of Baron Samedi. And this is really good if you wanted to perform a seance. Having this around will help, okay? Because it's all about the afterlife, and that's a good power there also. You know, and if you want the insight from your ancestors or anyone that's died, this will help, okay? I know it's made of a modelling balloon, but it will actually help. It'll help you contact people from the other side. It can also be used if you wanted to make an astral zombie. All you would do is you would simply ask Baron Samedi while this was close, and then you'd mention the person's name, and you'd ask for him to take half of their soul and to make this into your servant. Okay, you'd then name the servant, give him a name, and then that would give you an astral zombie. And that could be done using the power of this talisman. I am now going to show you how to make the talisman of Tigin Petrol. Okay, Tigin Petrol is actually a voodoo lore that is thought to look like a dwarf with one leg. But he's a very, very useful voodoo lore to use, and so this is a very useful talisman because Tigin Petrol can help you perform all black magic. It means that while holding the talisman in your hand, you'll be able to command him to help you in absolutely any way whatsoever. Okay? It's a very, very powerful voodoo lore. For this talisman, I decided to make most of an actual balloon model. A lot of these things are more shapes that are meant to represent these certain entities. So I thought I'd make something which is an actual balloon model. So I'm going to blow this balloon up first. And I thought it was best to make something more like a standard balloon model. Yeah. Okay. I'll put it down. I'll just let some of the air out. I need to have enough air out so I can tie this. Okay. Okay, squeeze that on the end a little bit. Okay. This is actually going to be a poodle. But I'm not going to make the standard poodle. I'm going to show you how to make the poodle with the bubble in the stomach. So what we have to do now is we have to twist a small bubble like this. Now we have to take and press this inside of the balloon. Yeah? So this has actually got to go inside. Right? I'll make it a little bit smaller, make it easier on the side. And then we just have to push this inside of that. That's still too large. I'll make it smaller still. Right. And press this inside of the balloon. So it's got to be still got to be smaller. Okay. I wanted so you could see it, but you might not be able to see it now unless you're very close to it. And what you do is you get a hold of the balloon like this, and then you have to snap the bubble up, right? Okay, I don't know if you see the bubble is rolling round inside there now. What we do now is we've got to let a little bit of air out again, just a little bit, so we can tie this off, right? Like, unfortunately, like I said before, I have quite large hands, which means I might have to let quite a bit out before this will tie. Okay, and then we tie it again. Okay, so we've now got a balloon with a bubble in it. We do one twist here for the head, yeah? We do another twist, we do another twist there. We've got the head of the poodle. We'll do a twist here, a twist there. And then we twist this. And then we've got the poodle's legs. We have to put that back there. We'll do a twist. Another twist. We'll do a twist here and we twist it together there. And what we have there is the poodle. The poodle with the bubble in the stomach. Now this poodle here is Tigin Petrol. Bit like a sausage dog, isn't it? Okay. Now to empower it again, we'll be using this. At this moment, this is just a bit of a strange looking poodle, but with a bubble in the stomach. Yeah? We need to use this, the talisman of Legba, to put Tigin Petrol into this. So again, we put this over the top of here and we say, Tigin Petrol, step through the portal through this into this world. Step through the portal into the balloon poodle. Tigin Petrol, step through into this balloon poodle. Give it your power. Tigin Petrol steps through the portal into the poodle. So it is and will be. This now has the power of Tigin Petrol. It means it's a very good thing to have around. And I'll show you how you can use it. We can hold this in our hands here, make it safe, for instance. I want good health. And this will help you have good health, okay? But that's the thing, you've got to see it while meaning it to work magic. I'm holding it now, nothing will happen because I don't mean it. But if I mean it and I say I want to have great health, perfect health, okay, then I'm now protected from colds and flus in the foreseeable future, okay? So I hope you've understood the uses and how you use Voodoo Balloonology, but also that, you know, talismans aren't limited by what materials you have to make them out of. You can make them out of almost anything. And I hope you've enjoyed Voodoo Balloonology, and I hope that you'll embrace it and realise that you're not stuck with these shapes, okay? This shape is a good shape for Legba because you can get things through, invite things through. But once you have this shape, you know, you could take any shape of balloon model if you wanted to, and to put, you know, a voodoo lore into that balloon. Okay? And that means now that you have some incredibly powerful occult devices, very easy to make. And the thing is as well, they're very easy to dispose of. The thing is though, when you dispose of these and you pop the balloons, a good practice is to cut the balloons up and then, you know, put them in the bin, yeah? Like this one, if you pop this one, it would need also to be cut so that the link was severed, yeah? But it's a good practice to do with all of the other balloons too. My name's S Rob. I hope you've enjoyed this. And I also hope that you embrace what Voodoo Balloonology means. You know, the fact that you can do balloonology, not just to entertain people if that's what you want to do, but as used here, to create powerful magic. In actual fact, it's cheaper to buy a bag of balloon models than it is to buy, you know, a bag of various different candles. So these are much more cost effective and very easy to use items that can be used for real occult magic.